The Big H Podcast, tune in now. Conversations that'll wow. Laugh and learn, stay a while. Let's explore that Hilton style. From the highs to the lows, every story just explodes. Mike's got questions on the go, diving deep from head to toe. Every week the guests align, sharing moments so divine. Stay with us, the pace is fine. Every episode you'll find. The Big H Podcast, tune in now. Conversations that'll wow. Laugh and learn, stay a while. Let's explore that Hilton style.
Hello and welcome to the Foster Focus with Hilton Parma Historical Society, Mr. President, Mr. John Foster. Today he's going to take over the reins and interview Mr. Rich Edelman. John?
Thanks, Mike. I guess today I'm privileged to be talking to a friend of mine for almost 70 years. Richard Irwin Edelman, right, Rich?
Yep.
Is really the first guy that I ever met in Hilton. First friend, and we've been friends ever since. So it's a lot of fun. We grew up together, so this is going to kind of be a reminiscence between the two of us that are going to try and describe a childhood growing up in Hilton in the 50s and 60s. We were both born in 1950. So, Rich, let's start. You're Richard Irwin Edelman. I already told you that, and it was always kind of a secret that your middle name was Irwin. Is that your name for a relative there, by the way?
Yes, my grandfather.
Grandfather, okay. So let's just get your family straight. Your mom and dad were who?
George and June Edelman.
George and June, and you had siblings, right?
Yes.
And they were?
George and Margaret.
Yeah, we always called George Georgie when we were kids, because that's how he was distinguished from your dad. And and you grew up at the Arlington Hotel, right?
Yep, the old Arlington Hotel.
Yeah, tell us where that was, because it's no longer standing.
That was on 57 Hovey Street.
Okay, and that down at the intersection of the railroad tracks and the Hovey Street, as it then existed.
In the area where the family restaurant is.
Right. I think that ultimately the Baptist Church purchased the Arlington and turned it into their parking lot. So the parking lot behind the Baptist Church is where.
We got there's a rumor going around it burnt down during the Hilton fire. Never burnt down during the Hilton fire.
Yeah.
It was torn down.
Yeah.
It was in the process of being sold.
Do you know, had it been sold at the time of the fire? Or
it was in the process.
Okay. Interesting. So, and I know your uncle was a lawyer, so he was probably handling that transaction.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about the Arlington Hotel, because it was quite a structure.
Yes.
It was one of the biggest buildings in town, I would say.
Yeah.
Counting the basement, 1, 2, 3, 4 stories above the basement. How many ways were there? There was a basement?
There was a basement, first floor, second floor.
What we call the attic.
Third, the first floor, basement, then the first floor where the bar was, second floor where the boarders would have stayed, or the carpetbaggers, and then there was another floor where the carpetbaggers would have stayed, which we turned into an attic, and then there was another floor which was the attic.
I don't think I was ever up in what you just described as the attic, the fifth floor.
Right.
What was up there? Anything? How did you get there? A ladder?
Yeah.
And a high ladder it must have been, because
Yes.
I think that fourth floor used to be, when the Arlington was originally built, a ballroom.
Yes.
because it was a grand staircase that led up through to that
Yep.
to that attic or grand ballroom on the 4th floor.
Yep.
Okay. And then what was on the 3rd floor? I mean, yeah, well, the basement, 1st floor, 2nd floor, we'll call it.
That was boarders for boarders.
Boarders lived there.
Yeah, the carpetbaggers.
Why do you call them carpetbaggers?
Because the depot was right across the street, or across the tracks, I should say.
So they would, I guess that was the reason the hotel was built, was to accommodate businessmen and what have you coming into town on the train.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because there was a long porch that covered 2 sides, I think, of the hotel.
Yeah.
Came all along, or most of the way along the railroad tracks, and very close.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know, how close was it from the railing to the tracks? We're talking
maybe 50 feet.
Yeah. And then and it came across the front. Now, tell me, the boarders, you had regular boarders. You had people that were living there for years. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
And who were they? Do you remember their names?
Oh, the Huff brothers, Armour Gowns.
Armand Downs lived there.
I believe it was Armour Gowns, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you and your family had the rooms in the back part of the...
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, I remember, and there was a back stairs as well that came up into your quarters.
Yep.
From the kitchen.
Yep. That's right.
Now, tell me about the operations there. I mean, it was more than it was a place for boarders, for roomers.
Yep.
And rooms for people to stay.
Yep.
And then there was a bar.
Right.
What about a restaurant?
Dining. Yep.
And that was, as I recall it, in sort of that sunroom along the tracks. It seemed to me like.
Yep, that's right.
And then there was also liquor sales there. Am I correct or no?
Yes, it was
package sales.
Package goods. Yeah.
Package. That was the name they had. Yeah. And you were, as a child, I remember, and I'm talking about a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old. You had chores.
Yes.
Tell me, what were your chores?
Empty the beer chute, and that wash dishes, and do different chores. Each one of us kids had a chore to do, and we all worked together as a family.
Yeah, I know. It was a coordinated effort. The chute, the basement. That's where you and I grew up.
Yeah.
You could access the basement from the outside and from the inside.
Yeah.
Tell them what the beer chute was, because that was the job, and that job had to be done, and you couldn't come out and play
until it was done.
So you and me and our other friends would team up on getting this job out of the way so we could start.
It was like a Tom Sawyer story.
It was. Tell about it.
But it was a box with slides, shelves on it.
Floor to ceiling. Floor to ceiling was probably 3-4 feet square.
Just a box and that. And my father would shoot down an empty bottle, and it would slide down, and
it would come down a tube from the bar above into this big box, and then there were these ramps, these metal ramps, and they would just roll.
Hope they wouldn't break.
Yeah, I hope they wouldn't break.
And
gradually it would fill up,
and it had to be emptied. And if not, they'd break, and sometimes they'd break anyways. And they have to empty it every day, or maybe twice a day.
And we put them into empty beer cases.
And then the beer companies would come and pick them up and give us money for the empty bottles.
It was container return before before it was required.
Yeah.
Yes. I must say about this job, because you and I did it a lot.
Yeah.
The part about it that was hard, because you would sit there on cases and you had to sort them as well. Different size bottles went in different size cases, but they were always a bit sticky. They were always a bit, and smelly.
Yeah.
And so, you need to clean up afterward. And it always sort of, I thank you for it, because it always left me with a resistance to beer and alcohol generally that I managed to avoid thanks to my childhood. But anyway, it was. And one more thing about that basement, it was also kind of a clubhouse, wasn't
Yep.
it? Tell us how.
Well, it had very interesting places to hide and do things like that. It was there was old coolers down there, and
There were cases as well, cases of beer, floor to ceiling,
yeah,
all around, and we would rearrange the cases to suit ourselves to make furniture. Essentially, if you were inclined to lie down, you'd take out 4 or 5, and you could stretch, or you could sit in chairs. And so all around, we were all kind of gathered, 4 or 5 of us, while where it was turn it was to throw bottles into the right slots was working and chatting away. And we were little boys. I tell people that we grew up in a in a bar, and we kind of did, but in the basement. And it was really not anything like you would think. It was just a really fun indoor spot for boys to play with, basically sit around and play with their friends before we could go outside.
and a little bit cooler in the
Summertime, warmer in the wintertime. Oh yeah,
it was cool.
Yeah, there was the Arlington. I remember, and maybe we can remember this together. The Sesquicentennial.
Oh yeah.
1959, Hilton celebrated its 150th anniversary, and of its incorporation, and the town of Parma it was, and it was also held. The celebration was held simultaneous with the carnival and the New York State Volunteer Firemen's Convention, all in Hilton at the same time.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of alcohol being consumed at the Arlington.
Yes.
Tell me, tell me what you remember about the Sesquicentennial.
It just went on 24/7.
Yeah.
Fire sirens going all night long, and partying all night long, and all day long.
You couldn't keep the chute emptied. I mean, you just had to be at it all the time.
Yep.
I can recall firemen having water fights on Main Street. Going by on their fire trucks, and the opposite, their rivals or whoever it would be, and they would squirt them with the hoses. It was quite a bacchanal. I don't know what to call it. It was wild, and that was the lawlessness.
Fire sirens going all the time, and just thing you had to grow a mustache or sideburns.
Oh yes,
you got fined or put in the stockade.
That's right. They put my dad in the stockade.
Yeah,
because he couldn't grow whiskers.
Yeah, and if you had to buy a button if you couldn't do it. You had to buy a button.
I think he got put in anyway because he was a JP. Yeah. One of the things that the Arlington did, I guess, to promote business was they had sponsored baseball teams. Softball, particularly, is what I remember. Tell me about the softball at the Arlington.
Oh, it was very competitive. Yeah. We had my father had a team there, and they played two nights a week, I think, or maybe more. He had a real good team, and he really enjoyed. He was a very, very first competitor, and that was the bat boy, and you were the scorekeeper.
I was the scorekeeper, yeah.
And
your dad was the first baseman.
Yeah.
When I was remembering.
Yeah, and we even played fast pitch too at times, but mainly the softball.
And your dad played until a ripe old age.
Yes, 72, I think it was. 70,
so right up until the time he passed.
Yep. Oh, he was going to play then that year, coming up. So.
Yeah, and the team was so good that it was almost it became too good to play in the local league. By the local league, I mean the Hilton school district guys, And so you started to seek out competition more broadly and competed in
Tournaments. We'd play tournaments and
Uh-huh.
things like that. Yep.
Yeah, I remember Bayside was one place where tournaments were conducted.
Yep.
There was, and it had fences.
Yep.
We're going to interview Chuck Mance.
Yep.
And I remember Chuck played
Yep.
for name some others, and we'll talk about
Chuck Mance, Maurice Weigel, Walt Vanderbush, the
Fleischauer brothers,
Weishauer brothers,
Donnie and
Bobby,
Bobby. Yeah.
and that Wheelahan,
Bernie Wheelahan.
Bernie Wheelahan, Icus was, and
Which
then-
Icus is?
Oh, gee.
Jude, maybe? Younger one. Probably.
Oh, God, no. I can't think of it right now. I
Sorry,
might be able
don't,
to-
don't bother.
Yeah,
There's so many. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I got it. Probably.
I can remember the two of them I want to talk about. Chuck Mance, first of all.
Yeah.
Chuck Mance was so powerful a hitter that it was even playing in these more competitive leagues. He could just hit a home run every time. You know, he would come up 5 or 6 times and hit 4 or 5 home runs. It was kind of almost. There were a couple of guys like that were just such sluggers that slow pitch kind of got distorted, it seemed, as a game by you guys because you were so good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, did you feel that way, or did you notice what I'm talking about? Or
Well,
you were just happy winning?
You could almost tell, when a guy gets up to bat that he's going to hit a home run. That they're that good.
Yeah.
That,
Now, you played for the team yourself for a while, right?
well, yeah, when I got old enough.
Yeah,
Back in those days, I was just a bat boy.
yeah.
And that, so.
But when you got older, what'd you play? What position?
Oh, I played outfield. I caught
Wow.
and that. So I got to play along with my dad. That was the main thing.
You mentioned Bernie Wheelahan.
Bernie Wheelahan.
And
Yeah.
Bernie was quite an extraordinary guy that met a tragic end. Can you want to tell the story of Bernie?
Yes, he hit me. Along with his son. He was a bat boy with me. On the
Mike
team.
Wheelahan.
Mike Wheelahan, and his dad was very good friends with my dad. And it was on a Sunday. We were playing. We had 3 games to play that day, and Bernie could only play the first 2. And
What position did Bernie play?
he played shortstop.
Yeah, he was an outstanding athlete in
Yes,
every
he
respect.
was.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Uh-huh.
And he only could play the first 2 games, and so he had to leave. And when we got back after the games were all done that day, we found out that he was also a volunteer fireman. And when he got back after leaving the game, there was a fire, and he always drove his cars to the fire. And that day he decided to take the fire truck, and he was riding down the back of the fire truck, and he was on the back, and the fire truck hit a bump, and he fell off and was tragically killed on that day.
Yeah.
And if he had stayed to the last game, it might not have happened.
Right.
And it was a great loss for us and for the fire department and the community. And
It was. It shocked the community. I
Yes,
remember I
yes.
was a young fellow, but he had gone. Bernie Wheelahan had been a classmate of my father when they were children at the Gooseneck Alley school in North Greece.
Mhm.
But yes, it moved. The whole town was
Yes.
shaken. Everybody can kind of remember it that was around then.
And we made a trophy for the Bernie Wheelahan Memorial Trophy that went on for a long number of years for him to remember him by.
What, the winner of the tournament or something?
For our league in Hilton, went to the winner of that.
I wonder where that trophy is now.
I believe it's
With Mike?
I believe it's Mike's got one,
Huh?
and it's in also in one of it's in the fire hall,
Ah,
if I'm not mistaken.
okay. All right. Good to know. Thanks. I was talking to you earlier about just village life. We'll take it outside of the Arlington Hotel to just how it was growing up, how it was different than today in 1950s, what we did. Let's just sort of talk about the playground, if you will, because I like to say that the playground for us, there weren't really playgrounds in the sense that we think of them today. I think there was one or two little ones about that had a merry-go-round and a jungle gym.
They were all at the schools.
At the schools, exactly. But for us, it was really the railroad.
Yeah.
And the creek to a lesser extent. But the railroad was, so it ran right behind my house and right beside your house. And tell us what we did at the railroad, in our playground of the 50s.
Well, we played along the tracks, and that we played on the railroad cars, and that we also played down in the trestle.
Yes, the trestle was a wonderful spot. It was sort of the intersection. It was the intersection of the tracks, the railroad, and the creek. And so,
down by the Heinz plant,
canning factory. All of those, like on the railroad, games that I remember were, let's see how far you can walk on it, like a balance beam. And it was literally, we could go hundreds of yards. We were Olympians on that one, putting coins on there and letting the train run over the coin and flatten it down to something. The railroad cars themselves, you talk about playing in them, it was almost more up and over them because they all had a ladder up, a walkway, a metal walkway, and then a ladder down. So it could be a place to play tag, shall we say, with all sorts of rules that kids, you just would make them up. You got to stay on the rails or on the boxcars, no getting, whatever it was I mean, it was a sort of a free form, make it up play.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to me is really distinct from how it's done now, where it's really structured, and kids today get lessons on they get gymnastics lessons and figure out how to walk the balance beam. They get swimming lessons instead of going to the swimming hole, and they really learn how to swim. I know it's the price of free time, but they're more accomplished, it seems to me. I don't know what you think about that. It's you've got children and grandchildren. By the way, tell me about your children and your wife, please. Tell me about. That's another story. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I met my wife at Varsity Inn.
Yeah.
Yeah, fell in love with her right away. And
what was her name?
Carol Ann Warner. In that, we were married for 42 years, and she got sick there. She got dementia.
Early onset. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, early onset, and she was sick for quite a while, and she passed away from it. And we got two wonderful children.
Yeah.
Got 3 wonderful grandchildren.
Tell us about your children first.
Well, Chrissy is our oldest. She's a doctor of pharmacy, and I've got a son, and he's a mailman. And then he just got married here last year in September.
Yes, he did.
And my daughter, she's been married. I can't tell you how many years she's been married, but she's got 3 children. And that,
her husband's a pharmacist also, isn't he?
Yes, he's a pharmacist. Yep.
He works for, I know, U of R or URMC or something like that.
Yep.
Is there in the administration?
Proud,
yeah.
Proud of both of them.
Yeah, you got to be. Your kids are just great. And you just got such a a super family. It's you're justly proud, my friend.
Yep.
The I guess I want to talk about one of the big projects of our childhood, which was our treehouse.
Mm.
Because we built a phenomenal treehouse in a woods that was located in the middle of the center of the village. There was a woodland that existed on the east side of Hovey Street from the railroad tracks up to the backs of the buildings on Main Street, and where houses had once existed on Hovey Street on the east side of it, but it burned down or been destroyed or whatever, and allowed to fall into disrepair and decay and ultimately disappear and be overgrown. Mm-hmm. In there, we had a carriage house behind our house. There's all these houses in the village, the old houses did. And my father decided to take it down and build an attached garage. And I asked him if we could have the wood, or some of the wood from the barn that was being taken down. He said yes. So that was 1961. The summer of 61, I looked up the building permit. And Richie and myself and Chuck Ritter.
Chuck Ritter, Paul Blodgett.
Well, they weren't there yet. It was just the three of us to start. You, me, and Rats. Chuck Ritter, we called them Rats. R-A-T-Z. And the three of us started hauling that wood away from, as the construction people would take it down. My uncle was doing it, actually. We would haul it off as much as we could, and we built up a stockpile and then proceeded to build this very elaborate treehouse that really, we just did it ourselves as boys. We every week we'd pool our allowances and come up with like $1 between the three of us
And buy nails.
Yep. And we get out there. It looked like sort of a really bad homeless encampment, something that was really, you wouldn't want around you, but it was, but we were just allowed, and we had bridges. There were long bridges in this tree fort that it was about 12 or 14 feet in the air, and the bridges were like 20, I know between the two, was that bridge 20 feet long in two sections, and a foot wide, and we could get between two tree houses. In one tree house, we took these long boards and made it into a dungeon with a trap door. And it went on and on and on as we just kept expanding it and playing there. And we spend almost every day in the warm weather building, playing, or racing around and playing tag, sort of an aerial form of tree tag, for years. The village was different in that time, wasn't it, Richie? And how the outside came right in. The orchards came right into the center of town.
Yep.
North and east side. So they were migrant camps inside of the village in the barns. It was it was in transition from its agricultural to its
I think the Calmers was the closest one out there by Burgers. Where the high school
Warren
was.
Calmer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. All of that, all the current high school and in the village was all orchard.
Yep.
Yeah. It was it was, I guess the best way to put it is a time in transition. Let's talk about a couple other big events that happened over the years. We talked a little bit about the fire, but let's pick up on that a minute. The day of the 1965 fire that burned down Main Street. It was a Sunday morning.
Yep.
When did you first become aware that there was something happening?
Well, my sister and I were going to go to church, and we're going out the back door of the hotel. And
you were going over to St. Leo's. Is that where you went to church at that time?
St. Leo's, and we were going out the back door. And as we were going out the back door, my brother was coming up the back steps of the stairs, and he says the town is on fire. And he says, I'm going back up to see if I can help. And my sister and I were going to go to church that day. And
you decided right then.
Right then and there, and you could start hearing the sirens going on, and it just all broke loose that day. It was just unbelievable. It was just crazy.
So what did your brother do? Let's start with him.
He was going back up to see what he could do, and he started trying to get people out of the apartments up above over the town on Hovey Street side.
Yeah.
And he went up the steps to get people out of the apartments up over the town.
Yes.
And
I heard him tell about how he, as he went up those back stairs to reach the common hallway, his eyes were at the level of the hallway floor. He could see that was clear of smoke, but as you went up to the ceiling, it was full of smoke. And he yelled at the people to get down on the floor and crawl to him. And he sort of got their fingers and led them down the stairs. But one lady didn't. Tell me what happened there.
he was up there. He said he could see her, I guess, at the top of the stairs, and he says to come on and get going. And she says, I go back and get my birds and that. And that was the last time he saw her, and that was the lady that perished in the fire.
Yeah. Yeah, that was. And you guys were, by you, I mean you, your sisters, your mom and dad. Georgie's over trying to rescue people. What did you guys start to do?
We were the wind was blowing our way towards down Hovey Street, and we were starting to evacuate the hotel and get our clothes and our belongings and put them in our car to get them out of there. And people were moving their stuff to our place to get their stuff out of their houses, because
People were even closer to the fire than the hotel.
yeah, and they were moving their stuff to our place on our front porch, and then all of a sudden the wind changed, and that's when it took it over towards the IGA and that, and farther on down.
Yeah, it's now you became sort of a let's say a center for the firemen to, because it was March and they were getting wet and it was freezing cold, and so they were taking refuge periodically
at the hotel.
Yeah,
and they were coming in to get warm and that, and there must have been about an inch of water on our floor and the bar and all that. And my father was giving his socks to the firemen to give him some dry socks.
The socks out of his dresser.
Yeah, out of his dresser. And that wasn't lasting very long, and he was giving them shots to get them warmed up and that. And my brother, he finally had come back, and he was mopping the floor up, trying to get that all cleaned up and that. And it was just, just plain chaos going on. And it was just more fire trucks coming in. I forgot how many fire truck companies came in. It was, I believe, over 20 that came in to help fight the fire.
Now, what amazed me about that, I mentioned to you earlier, was how it wasn't cordoned off. There was a big event going on Main Street, something like, the Christmas festival or something, and everybody was out. Everybody, and myself and others and boys, we were just on Main Street amongst the firemen watching. It was a spectacular. And Richie, you got involved with aiding the firemen. Tell them about that.
Well, we went down to, we got down to the fire department, and they were getting soup and that to the fire department. We got a grocery cart.
The fire department at that time was down where the fireman's field is now.
Where the fireman's field. It was right up to where the road is. And they were getting soup, and we got a grocery cart and a big pot of soup and cups. And we got some cigarettes from the Super Duper. And we went up on Main Street, and we were giving hot soup. And if they needed a pack of cigarettes, we gave them a pack of cigarettes. And we went down up and down Main Street, and then back down, got soup and cigarettes and packed up and down Main Street for them.
I love that image of these firemen caked in ice, fighting this inferno, sipping on their soup and but making sure they want to have a pack of cigarettes to burn as well. Anyway, yeah, that was 1965, I guess. So anyway, in any event, the Arlington didn't burn. They stopped the fire ultimately, and after tremendous damage. And you guys, I guess, unloaded the cars and went back to operating the hotel until such time as it was sold.
Yeah.
Right, and then at that point, you moved up to
right. We were in the process at the time of buying part of Main Street, and the church, Baptist Church, was in the process of buying the Arlington to make into a school for the kids and that.
Yeah. That purchase. I wonder if may I tell the story about your dad's dispute with the village over the land behind the. You know that
the
story?
Big M. By the Big M?
No, up on top, up where the Arlington is. His father, I'll tell it. His father purchased the corner, and he was the last of several that got purchased. And as part of it, the way the deed read, it was he got all the rest of whatever was left that the Fraser family, Dave Drum's ancestors, by this time it was Vi Wayne, was now the owner of it. And the deeds weren't precise, so he's the last piece, so you get your lot plus whatever I didn't sell. Well, it turns out when the surveyors got it, that George Edelman owned not only the corner, but a irregular, zigzaggy, maybe 2 feet wide, 5 feet, but that went all the way across the common parking lot to where the big what Ben Franklin is.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he got into an argument with Bob Elliott over voting, where he was allowed to vote, and that spiraled into George saying, "Okay, I'm not going to let you go across, use this land behind," and. At that time, I was on the village board, and so since I had known your father all my life, and his father was a very, very stern, no-nonsense kind of guy, and I'll tell you, you practically saluted every time you saw him. But I was enlisted to go talk to mediate this thing, and so I would stop in and see him when I get home from work, and at the liquor store. At that time, he was running the liquor store. And we'd chat about it and what his grievances were. And ultimately, he agreed with his lawyer, your uncle, to sell the village the land. And if they'd put up that flagpole. So, because your father was also very patriotic. An amazing guy, if you think about it. He's, during World War II, he's a German descent, George Adolf Edelman, Sr., and he names a son born during World War II, George Adolf Jr. But he's a super American patriot, but by golly, he's also German. And so you can just sort of see he's the kind of fellow he was. And but anyway, he loved that flag, and that flag sort of was enough to sort of, sweeten the deal, to make it all. Because he, at the end of the day, always knew he was going to settle the matter, but he was just aggrieved.
He bought a flag for every one of us, his kids.
Oh yeah,
to put up in front of our houses, and not just a ordinary flag, a very good flagpole.
A flagpole and the whole thing. Oh yeah, that's your father.
That's right.
Yeah, he. Well, I won't tell that story today. Gee, I've covered a lot here, Richie. What did we forget? Carnivals. Carnivals was one of the big events of growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about what the carnival was like as a child.
Well, I lived down there. I always loved the carnival and the carnival.
Oh yeah,
that was it. That was like my vacation.
It was, wasn't it? It was just such a joyous time. And Richie was a daredevil kind of a kid, He was the one that was always doing those things. And when it came to the rides, he was always willing to ride the most exciting ones. Mm-hmm. And at the carnival, it was the roundup. Mm. You remember the roundup? Yeah. he would do. He was the kind of kid that would do the extra stuff, like climb up higher on the roundup so his feet weren't touching. Or did you ever do it upside down? I don't know.
Yeah, I did.
You did it upside down. That's the sort of stuff he would do. I'd get on it with him occasionally, but I was always, my stomach would get really nervous and worried until, I almost kind of didn't like doing it, but I did it anyway for the thrill.
I got. I was going on the roundup. I get on the roundup and I go around, and the ride was over. And I run around and I get on the roundup and go around. I get around. Finally, I get up the steps, and the guy who was running, he just go like this. He just go like
That's enough.
And then one day, I was going through the bar, and the guy that was running the roundup. This is. Now, it wasn't even the carnival time. The guy that was running it, he was just in there eating dinner, or lunch, and I don't even think he was with the carnival anymore. And I went up to him, and he remembered me.
Well, he was letting you ride just for free after a while.
Yeah.
Well, it was that was a wonderful thing. It was sort of in a way, it was the middle of the summer, so you had missed your friends from school enough, and it kind of gave you a reacquaintance beforehand.
Yeah.
Well, Rich, I think I'm talked enough here today. It's been great to sit down with you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
good
my
time.
friend. Yeah. Anything I forgot we should tell about? These
No.
are so many things. We could talk about the Sally Edelman Cancer Fund that you and your family established.
Yeah, that's still going on.
That's still going.
We have. I guess we can maybe put a plug in. We have a thing going on right now.
Okay, tell us.
We have our cancer. We have a festival, music festival
Mm-hmm.
coming up on September 7th. All the money goes to cancer.
Where is it?
It's going to be at the Fireman's Field.
Uh-huh.
This will be our third one.
Yeah, what do you call it? It's got a name.
You got me now. I can't.
I got a ticket. I got a ticket from the other day. So,
Yeah.
But the music fest is it's a third year, and we're going to be 3 or 4 bands, I think, that are going to.
Yep,
be,
we got Seventh Heaven. We got Lion Eyes. They're Eagle tribute band. We got the Yacht Club, and there's we have another girl who's been there every year. She changed the name of the band, but
a young girl, right?
a young girl.
Yes,
And,
she's quite amazing. I saw her the first year. So anyway, that
Magic Mystery Tour.
Magical Mystery Tour.
Yeah, so I believe that's it. Isn't that awful? I can't even think of the name of my own tour.
Well, that's all right. You're making it happen. You don't need to remember. Somebody else names it.
But all the money goes to cancer. It's a good time. We have beer and seltzer. We have 3 food trucks, and that it's from 1 o'clock until 7. We have raffles, and that I have one raffle that I put together. It's over $400 for a raffle. It's a complete fishing outfit.
Oh, nice.
Rod, reel, tackle, galore, worms, all artificial worms.
Artificial ones.
Bait. I mean, all
Okay, I'll get it over it.
it's unbelievable. Tackle box. The rod and reel is a $300 rod and reel, and that it's unbelievable.
And this is a continuation, really, of the Sally Edelman Harry Gardner Cancer Fund. That
All the other things that they do.
Georgie, his older brother, was married to Sally, his high school sweetheart. She died of cancer at a young age.
Yep.
And that was Georgie's first wife. And he set up this fund. And it still goes and has raised millions of dollars, as I understand.
Yes, all over $1 million.
And you're continuing the tradition, so it's a great thing.
But they do a lot of other things. They golf tournaments and all the different things year round. and they've done a lot of things with the Galisano and cancer center in that. So,
Well, keep up the good work. Thank you, my
but,
friend.
But it's a real good time. It's down at the Hilton Fireman's Field.
All righty. We'll do it. We'll see you down there.
Okay.
Sooner. Thanks.
Can I ask you a couple questions?
Sure, go
Okay.
for it.
First of all, John, thank you very much, and Rich, it's great with some of the information I love getting about Hilton history. So, when you mentioned about boarders, how much was it for a room for people to rent?
I have no idea.
No idea.
Yeah, it had to be cheap back in those days. And that, there's a picture of me in the Arlington. There with me, I'm about 5 years old, and that, and I'm standing on the bar with my father and that, and there's a picture up over my head, and the fish fries were 65 cents.
Okay. You're a lawyer. You could probably do pretty good math. And do the ratio.
I think we're talking, in the neighborhood of $10 a week, $20 a week at the most. It was, the rooms were very simple. They were a bed. There was just a bed, a dresser.
Yep.
Right. I mean, and a transom door.
And then with like the liquor sales, how much was a bottle of vodka? What did they sell them for at that time?
Oh, well, we didn't. There was no liquor store at that time.
Okay.
In fact, when my parents took over the Arlington back in those days, they only served beer.
Okay.
In that, so I'm thinking maybe like a nickel for a glass of beer or something like that.
Yeah.
Wasn't nothing.
Well, but wait a minute. You say it wasn't a liquor store, but your father used to sell in a paper bag. I remember people come in and buy bottles.
Yes, that was later on, back in the 50s. But when the Arlington, when it was back before that, it was a packaged goods store when we first got it. We were the only packaged goods store in New York State for many, many years. And then we finally became a liquor store.
Huh. Interesting.
And then you guys were like, you worked in that room. What was it? The shoot room?
The beer shoot down the basement.
Were you paid for that, or was it just like you did it out? I could tell about Dad.
I never got an allowance, and it was the worst thing I ever asked for.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got it, I said, "Gee, Dad, can I get an allowance?" Because before that, I walk over to my dad. Can I ask somebody to go do this and that? Yeah, okay, right. fine. And then when I asked for allowance, he gave me $5 a week, and he says, "Here's an allowance." But he says, "You put $2. You go up to the bank, State Bank of Hilton, and you open up an account. You put $3 in a week, and you keep $2, and you use that $2
for nails
for a week." And so that's how I started saving money. But no more walk up, "Dad, can I have some more money?"
Right.
You use your $2.
Learn how to budget that way.
That's right.
And then you were talking about softball with the Arlington. I remember playing at Forks Park against some really good Arlington teams.
Yes.
Much after this. Where was the home field? Was that also at the Fireman's Field for where those guys played?
Oh, we played at the Fireman's Field. Yeah, that's where we started. And then,
Played at the schools and stuff, the regular.
Yeah, we played at the schools, and that's how we got started. Was there? Mm-hmm. But then the milkman, I can't think of his name.
Doug Hurlbut?
No, not Hurlbut.
Paul Rude?
No, he was a farmer on Curtis Road there. He was the one that started Forks Park.
Charlie Nesbitt?
No, Charlie Nesbitt bought that years after that.
Okay.
Doug
Hurlbut.
No, not Doug Hurlbut.
It's okay. Keep going with the story.
But he's the one that started it.
Okay.
He went and started the whole thing, building it, the Forks Park in the back, and that.
But the time we're talking is way before Forks Park even existed.
Yeah.
This is your era.
And so, like,
it was the Hilton Hilton Recreation that started
Okay.
and then Doug, he started it, got the idea because we had problems with the fields. The soccer games were taking it over from us
Okay.
in there.
And I mentioned, I recognize some of those names. Chuck Mance is going to be our next podcast guest.
Yeah.
Maurice Weigel, he ended up being a science teacher, I believe.
Yes, and a coach, basketball coach.
In the Wheelahan family, of course, I know Mike quite well and Kevin, and then I guess name. Now, you were saying Chuck Mance was a pretty good power hitter. Could hit the ball.
Yes.
Did they have home run fences at that time, or did he have to light
At
them out?
Bayview and places like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about. In places like Bayview, they had fences.
Mhm.
Okay.
So that's why he didn't like them out. He just smashed them over and walked around.
Interesting. You talked about what did you do for a living? What was your job?
My job?
Yeah.
In what?
Did you go to college or anything like that, or
No,
did
never
you just
went to
work in the
college.
family business and stuff?
So I did the family business.
Okay.
Got drafted. When I got drafted, I helped my dad with the liquor store, and then he finally turned the store over to me.
So you say drafted? Excuse me.
The Army.
Okay.
That's the only lottery I've ever won.
And
Yeah,
how many years did you serve in that?
I just it was 2 years
Okay. Well, thank you for your service.
in Vietnam.
Okay, Vietnam. I didn't know that story about the flagpole. I love that flagpole.
So yeah.
Apparently, we have your father to
Thank
to
for
thank
it.
for it. It's
Yes,
really a
indeed.
gorgeous center of town. What did your wife do? Was she a homemaker or did she have a job?
She had a job at Kodak
Okay.
in that, and then she when she got married or got pregnant, then she quit that, and then she went back to work at WXXI.
Okay. What'd she do there? That's a radio
She was in
station?
human resources,
Okay.
and she loved that job too.
You had 2 kids, correct?
Yep.
Okay. And Chrissy was your daughter, of course.
Yep.
She's oldest?
Yep.
She's a doctor of pharmacy, you said?
Doctor of pharmacy.
Okay. So does she dispense medication? Like, what's that job consist of?
Oh, she's
Yes,
really up into she's in a lot of clerical work now, and that her and her husband both
Okay.
very clerical work. She does a lot of trips now.
Okay.
And the same way with her husband. Very way up there.
They're into sort of, her husband particularly is into, what's his first name? I forget her husband. Matt, yeah.
Yeah.
He works for URMC, but he's sort of into the strategizing about how they're going to handle drug costs.
Okay.
So he's got a job that's, he used to hand out the pills.
Right.
Gradually, he and Chrissy both, I think.
Hmm.
Did they work for Wegmans at one time or not?
No.
No, not Wegmans.
No.
And you got, what, her children, you said?
Yeah, she got 3 sons.
Yeah. Tell me about them, the grandchildren.
Oh, they're in
How old they are. And
let's see.
I'm pressing your memory. I apologize.
9, 9, 11, and 12.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think that's it. 9, 11, and 12.
And are they local or are they?
They live in Victor.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah,
And
they're
you
in
get-
sports, all kinds of sports. One's my granddaughter. She's in gymnastics, soccer, cheerleading,
Mhm.
ballet, or not ballet, tumbling.
Mhm.
The skiing. They all ski. It's unbelievable. It's hard to keep up with them. The oldest, he's 13, and he's umping baseball games.
Really?
Yeah.
Little League or something?
The kid, whatever. It is.
Yeah.
I can't.
Sure.
Unbelievable what they're doing. The middle one, he's a swimming, and he's doing. I went to his swim meets. He's the breaststroke, all these just like the Olympics, and that. He does plays, baseball, soccer. He's doing football. They're in everything. It's just unbelievable. They're all, you name it, they're doing it. Soccer, they're busy.
This gives you a lot to do and go watch them.
Oh, they're tremendous. They're tremendous. There's nothing they can't do. They tire me out when I hear what they do.
And then you said you had a son who recently got married?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. And he's a mailman, is that
mailman?
Correct?
Yep.
And for which town or village?
He works in gates. I think he does different routes than that.
Okay.
He's been all over the city.
Okay.
Yep.
And just to, no one more follow up, and I might be touching on something a little sensitive, but you said your wife ended up having early onset dementia and passing away. What was that like as a husband and dealing with your wife when she started to show signs and taking care of her and what you had to do?
Oh, it's a devastating disease. It's awful to watch her decline and go through it, and you can't do nothing about it. It's just awful. It's just awful.
Well, I hope she had great years with you, and prior to that happening,
she was wonderful.
Yeah, she was so proud of her grandkids and everything. Yes. Was she able to see any of them come into the world? Or
she saw the youngest, or the oldest one come into the world, but not really get the true meaning of it, I guess you could say in that.
Well, you have a great story, and I always knew the Edelman name from my father, and I always knew Edelman's before it was, that, and I now see the connections. I also just want to point out as we end the podcast, passing on that Sally Edelman and is it Harry Gardner in the Music Fest to bring my memory and money to that cause. I just think that's so worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll plug it on future podcasts before the event.
Sure, that'd be great.
But yeah, it's been great having you. I'm going to title this one "Exchangin' Information with Edelman," and this has been the Foster Focus. We've enjoyed having you, and please tune in for future podcasts.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
The Big H Podcast, tune in now. Conversations that'll wow. Laugh and learn, stay a while. Let's explore that Hilton style. From the highs to the lows, every story just explodes. Mike's got questions on the go, diving deep from head to toe. Every week the guests align, sharing moments so divine. Stay with us, the pace is fine. Every episode you'll find. The Big H Podcast, tune in now. Conversations that'll wow. Laugh and learn, stay a while. Let's explore that Hilton style.